showing another one, perhaps?
Please.
Okay. Get excited here.
I am.
Now, again, a very advanced tool. Many companies sell tools like these. Again, they come in many different sizes, but this one, again, just for shock value, is a very large one, double-ended.
Right.
Feel the weight of this one.
Oh, it is very heavy.
It's about 3 pounds, and
Yes.
it's 11 inches long of solid steel and beautiful chrome, mirror polish, and once again, for those who are very interested in more advanced forms of butt play. And you have 2 ends to choose from. You may want to start with a slightly smaller end.
I see. And do you call it small?
I guess, relatively speaking, small. Smaller of the 2, how's that?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And the idea is, once again, for insertion. And what's nice about this one is, when you insert from this end, you've got these 3 ribs here that, once again, can tickle the prostate as it goes in and goes out. So it creates a wonderful riding sensation. And because of this time it's got a full length, it does simulate the effect of the fucking sensation, and plus the added rib here, and it's a beautiful feeling. Now, again, for a yet more advanced player, maybe try the insertion from this end. This will take a little getting used to. Again, it goes in really cold initially,
Right.
But eventually the person's body heat will warm it up as well. Okay? And once again, it can be spun around in different positions as well. Now, both of these cases, very, very important when you're playing with these toys, the top, understand how far to go. Many of these are not meant to go entirely inside the bottom itself, although there are some bottoms who've been known to make these things disappear internally. But for most people, anyway, it's not meant to go entirely in.
That's dangerous, isn't it?
Well, it's not so much that it's dangerous. It's something that the bottom will sort of acclimate or get used to. I mean, there are some bottoms who can put things of various sizes up there. I'm not one of those. I'm not that good. And they could literally take this entire thing up there. But each one are very, very advanced players.
You can get it back out.
Well, the thing is, usually it can come back out because the muscles, it's like going to the bathroom.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to eventually force out an object that doesn't really belong in there. It will eventually force out. And because of these ends, it's actually not hard for it to come out at all. The only thing important to remember is if it does, make sure there's a way to catch it when it comes like slipping out.
Right.
Yeah, because otherwise you have a heavy thud on the floor. It may actually crack the wood because of the weight of this thing.
Yeah, if you have a marble floor.
Yes, yeah, it will crack your marble floor.
How are you going to tell your parents that?
How do you? Yeah, that you know, I cracked it by. So yeah.
By the way, these are for very advanced level, so don't try this at home.
Don't try this at home.
Right.
So definitely a very, very interesting tool.
So now you talk a lot about how pleasurable the prostate is.
Yeah.
So are you telling people that if you're a top, you're pretty much missing out?
No, not necessarily. I've seen situations where the top is playing with the bottom. He may also have a butt plug in him as well.
Oh, I see.
Right.
I see.
Or sometimes, you know, it depends. There are some play situations where the top may also have maybe at the same time simultaneously bottoming for someone else who's behind him.
I see.
So there's many, many different varieties of scenarios here. So that's why we don't want to leave the top out.
Right.
So,
right.
but
you know, if you have something up in his behind, then he's no longer a top. Is that by definition?
well, let's see. You know, a top to another top, well, that becomes a bottom, but that bottom is topping someone else. So yeah, they're.
Now, what about a lot of people just not comfortable having an up, up?
There are, of course, there are tops who either because of medical reasons or just for pleasure reasons don't want anything up there. They're focused primarily on the front, the penis area.
But in that case, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, if their prostate never get stimulated, that is the part that is missing out.
Personally, I think the top could be missing out. And actually, I find a really good top, would be one that's an experienced bottom as well, or at least experience sensations of the bottom. Because if you're just playing with someone's quote-unquote prostate and you don't know how it feels, you don't really know how far to take it. You don't know how far the excitement can be. And even though I claim to like to play the bottom role, I do like to play the top, especially when it comes to S&M situations. Because being an experienced bottom, I know how it feels. So I like to also stimulate the same thing. So actually, I get a kick playing the top as well.
So you can rise up to the occasion.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, not a problem.
So, truth or not true, stereotype, most Asian are top bottoms.
Um, Stereotype or not, numerically speaking, I find that to be true.
Really?
In my experience, yeah, in my experience, I do find a lot of Asian folks who prefer to play bottom. But again, that's just in sheer numbers. But even for those of us who quote unquote like to be bottoms, we also like to play top. I like myself, I definitely like to play top as well. So really, the safe numbers, we're all versatile, really. But if you have to look at it that way, yeah, a lot like to play bottom predominantly. But a few of us also like to play top as well. So versatile is probably the best way to describe it.
Okay, so we skip over a couple of steps. So
Yeah.
let's say you go on a date, having dinner, nice romantic dinner. Say, oh, by the way, you come to my house, I'm gonna put you on a sling. And how do you how do you transition from a dinner date into a bedroom?
Well, in this situation, I'm making a couple of assumptions that they may have a discussion that are you into other forms of play? Maybe there's some prior discussion before they decide, are you going to come to my home to do this? Because you don't want to shock the individual. You bring someone to your home, there's a sling hanging there, and to tell you the truth, if I'm not into this, I'll run out the door. Yeah, if the other half didn't tell me that they are experimenting with this, I would be very afraid because I don't want to end up some crime statistic on that thing. I don't know what it is. So that's why it's very important to have the prior conversation. By the way, are you interested into other interesting forms of play? And really communicate. Don't make it a surprise to the other individual. Very important.
The truth now that actually has an opportunity thanks to you to get on the sling.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's built so that it make the position very comfortable for both. Especially for gay sex.
Right.
Right. So even you don't have to actually practice S&M. But
No,
I find that the sling extremely helpful.
Yeah.
Just engage in a very loving
Yeah,
sexual activity.
it certainly has this sort of a semblance of S&M, but they're straight couples. Some of them not into SM who have slings as well, and it really is just another contraption we can use to just enhance the enjoyment of sex. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it as an S&M piece of equipment. It's just another contraption to help enhance sex. Now your hands are free, so it's a great tool. The problem, of course, is carrying one with you. It's not quite portable. So.
Well, it has been very, very informative and as well entertaining.
Yeah.
Talking to you. So.
Okay. Well, thanks, Bo. I really appreciate this opportunity, and hopefully others out there will, maybe start experimenting or maybe trying out some of these concepts, and also be a little bit more open, more relaxed about talking about sex.
Right.
Because in certain environments it could be a taboo, but in the gay community especially, one of the things that made us stand out was the ability to talk freely about our sexual selves, and let's perpetuate that enjoyment within the community. Let's be free about it. Okay.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks.